Subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified about the highlights of India's smartest podcast, The Ranveer Show. This is TRS Clips. Have you experienced enlightenment?
How do you define, tell me, enlightenment?
Was there a day where you just had a very profound experience in terms of... And again, my reference word enlightenment is coming from videos I've seen online from people who other people consider their masters.
Yes, exactly.
That's my only reference and what I've read about enlightenment.
Exactly.
So what I understand about it is either you meditate up to a point or you allow yourself to flow into bhakti, as in just belief up to a point where you feel like that divine consciousness or that liquid or gas that we spoke about, which is everywhere, it flows through you completely.
Yes.
And your boundaries disappear in terms of you truly realize that you and your friend, you and the trees, you and the mountains are all one entity.
Yes.
So have you had a moment in your life where you felt like
Yes. So again, enlightenment, this word, if you can, take this word. You said you read somewhere or you saw some videos on the topic, enlightenment. So this state itself is very confusing for people.
So just one second. Before I let you continue, I just want to bring in what a neuroscientist friend of mine, Dr. Sedwaria, said on this show.
Yes.
We spoke about the concept of enlightenment and he said that the possible biology behind it, and he's also someone who studied the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
So there's a part of your brain which is responsible for all your sense pleasures, which is your limbic system.
Yes.
That's the part of your brain. Then there's a part of your brain which has the ability, after years of say meditation or evolution, theoretically to possibly detach itself from your limbic system. That part is called your prefrontal cortex. So according to him and according to us on that episode, we said that maybe the point of enlightenment is where your prefrontal cortex entirely detaches itself from all its sense pleasures of the limbic system, of dopamine. So that's the neuroscience that I've understood, that you go beyond what your body craves in terms of I want sex, I want food, I want money, things like that. Anything that you lust over, you leave your sort of limbic system and the dopamine systems behind and you entirely kind of immerse yourself into the higher pleasures which can be felt by the prefrontal cortex. Also because the prefrontal cortex is sort of at the front part of your brain, theoretically according to neuroscience, it's a part of your brain that can constantly grow. So what I imagine enlightenment to be is the point where the prefrontal cortex breaks away from the limbic system and then enters a new stage of growth, sort of. So anyway, that's the neuroscience that I have understood. Now I will let you continue.
So first I'll tell you how the state is, enlightenment state-wise.
Sure.
So people have read about it, enlightenment topic. Then there are scriptures or books, big books on enlightenment topic, but none of them have experienced it. It's always about others, so read or told by someone. So as a naive, a beginner for spiritual people, when they refer to something like this, then they say, oh, then I need to be there. I need to experience what has been written in that book. But the fact is that person also hasn't experienced it. He doesn't know what this enlightenment is about. So people get confused, then I need to see that, divine consciousness expanding somewhere, everywhere. I become you and I'm everywhere. That way people define it and then they say, oh, I'm not experiencing it. I'm not enlightened. I'm not enlightened. I need to be there. I need to be there. The thing is, enlightenment is beyond your I. As far as this I is craving to experience enlightenment, you are far, far away from enlightenment state. So for me, it just happened that moment. Just happened here.
The sentence you just said, the moment you start craving it and that I is far from enlightenment state,
exactly.
I'm assuming that your limbic system is also responsible for your sense of ego.
Yes.
And you're constantly feeding into your ego and you say, I want that enlightenment.
Yes.
Okay.
So see, limbic system is connected to your pineal gland, and pineal gland is something which is, your, I would say, supreme, state.
Your third eye?
Third eye. Wherein that gets awakened that regulates everything in your body. So all your experiences around your third eye, pineal gland, and then occipital lobe, and then parietal lobe, that's how I would look at it. And then you are there, but you are not there. So this enlightenment experience is also biological experience, physical experience. So it's not mental imagination. You know that this is what has happened with me.
Why are there not enough peer-reviewed studies about this topic? We've heard words like third eye, pineal gland before from
Yeah.
so many people.
Yes, yes.
And even when we have spiritual conversation like this, words come
Yeah,
out. I mean,
exactly.
these topics come up. Is it because science is yet to catch up with ancient philosophy like this? Like, what is the reason that there aren't scientific studies about
Yes.
awakening your pineal gland?
Yes, yes. So it's not ancient.
Okay.
This is fact even now. So let us not go back. This is happening today. So let us explore.
Okay.
But people have their, prefixed notions. This is, I can't see those, energies or vibrations. So it's better to avoid it. But the good part is that people have started exploring this. They have started doing some research. It's a good sign, in fact, that way.
Do you think people will discover it in the years?
Yes, yes,
which
definitely,
are coming up?
definitely,
Like, people
definitely.
discover the importance of pineal
Exactly,
gland.
exactly. Yes, yes. But the thing is, as you said, research doing stuff on this. So we ourselves, we have done this. So, we do a process called a Shakti Prava. And we are talking about transformation, which is not enlightenment, but transformation. And we see this is beyond enlightenment. So Lord Buddha was transformed. He wasn't an enlightened being. So we are talking about transformation. So Lord Rama was enlightened, so even King Ravana was also enlightened. But Lord Rama was enlightened and transformed. King Ravana, he was just only enlightened.
What's the difference?
Difference is the enlightened person. See what happens, the state wise, no? You are disconnected from everything what's happening around you. You become witness, you observe, and the mind is just playing. As a third person, you look at it. And this mind is not under your control. It is just playing everything, whatever is happening. And you actually see that. It's a physical experience. It is not a mental imagination. It's a physical experience that you are there. Everything is connected with you. You are part of this whole. And you are just there. And then there is this blissful love, connection with everyone. Very peaceful. So there is no craving and running behind something, trying to achieve.
Limbic system is detached.
Yeah, that's how. So there is a detachment. So we'll still work on that. What we have seen is precuneus part, which is a little deep in that, which gets activated. Amygdala also get activated in limbic system. So there is still further research required how to look into it. But I would still say that this experience in reality is this, that you are there, you observe everything.
I feel so science always begins theoretically first.
Exactly.
And you're pitching the theory of what could possibly be future scientific studies.
Exactly.
I'd also like to ask you, in this state, what, and because you're an MBBS doctor yourself, what specifically happens inside the pineal gland when all this is going on? And what is the pineal gland? Like, first explain as a doctor and then explain spiritually, sir. Like, in this state, what is the science of the pineal gland?
See, it is seen as vestigial organ, pineal gland. There is science still even haven't explored everything about pineal gland apart from secreting melatonin. That's the only thing they know. But pineal gland has more spiritual significance for your soul. So soul, this is how we look at it. Soul is in your heart spiritually. It can evolve and function through your pineal gland. And that's where the place of Shiva. Pineal gland is Shiva itself. So you reach there, and through pineal gland, you govern everything. So scientifically, sometimes it's difficult to measure how pineal gland is expressing itself, how it's controlling everything. But its effect will be seen, as you said, limbic system or prefrontal cortex or parietal lobe, occipital lobe. You will be seeing the effect of that. But when you become that, acting through pineal gland, then you are disconnected from this worldly reality. But you are there, but you are not there. That's how it is. Even the when we are talking, interacting, people are listening to it, paying attention to it. But here they are not there, but they're still there sitting at home. So the state is something that through pineal gland it acts, and then entire body is under control. And regulation, mind, everything, whatever is going to happen, you'll see a direction through it. But transformation is about entire brain. It functions at different level. So mind you express through your brain. So mind is there, it's man, buddhi, but this is these all aspects you utilize your human part, human brain to express itself. And when that gets transformed, then you become ideal human being, or one can call it as divine being also. There is a purpose behind it. If you see last 20 years, things have changed a lot.
Last 2 years.
The last 2 years in that way. When the COVID thing, pandemic, it's like divinity gave you opportunity to learn out of it. If you don't learn, then you'll have to face some more, severe consequences afterwards.
Do you think mankind has learned because of COVID?
I don't see everyone, most of them. If you see, you don't need to ask me also. Just see what's happening. See any news channel or read, current affairs, everything. You can see what's happening. It's the same thing as it was earlier. If it is so, then some more things will come. So I don't want to talk about it, but the thing is, you need to mentally prepare for any such situations. After having that lesson of what we learned throughout pandemic, some people felt sit alone, but then you need to connect with someone. You can't be inside a room for many days or weeks or months. Then you want to connect with people all the time. Then you started valuing people. Then love was there, caring was there. This was such a positive sign to notice. But the moment people were out, they came back to their own evil form and then said, oh, this is mine, I want this, I want that. So nothing doing. So I am the boss, I am the power, I'll do this. So that's what you see happening over there, Russia, Ukraine. And I don't see any positive things as of now, settlement wise. So